What's going on, YouTube? It's Aaron back again with another video. So as you can see, a little bit has changed. Roxanne's no longer here. I sold the blue car probably about a month and a half ago. I've taken a brief hiatus from the whole YouTube thing. Work's been insane lately. Got a promotion. I've just been slam busy dealing with this, selling the blue car, getting titles and everything put together. Yeah, this is my 2018 Mustang GT Premium. This car is pretty much bone stock. When we get back to the house, I've got something to put on today that'll kind of spice it up, make it a little bit mine. As of right now, literally the only thing that's done to it, emblems, it's got Euros and a deck lid panel. So this car, other than that, is bone stock, and it has 23,860 miles. So with that being said, we got to run up to Ace Hardware. We have to get a couple of things to make this install go smooth. So with that being said, you guys stay tuned, and once we get back home, I'll pick the camera back up. And for the record, this car bone stock is pretty damn fast. I mean, good God. That 10-speed's something else, man. It's very different going from 600 plus horsepower manual Gen 1 to a A10 Gen 3. I mean, this thing is just nuts. All right, guys, so what we're going to be installing today, for me, this is a test run. This is from CJPonyParts. This is an ACCELATEC GT350 carbon fiber spoiler. Now, the thing that really grabbed my attention about this spoiler, it is legit carbon fiber. So this is not vinyl, this isn't hydro dipped. This is legitimate twill weave carbon. And the price point on this is $300. So my thought process really is, if it's legit, if it's real carbon, why not give it a shot? What's the worst that could happen? It's 300 bucks, right? So it's not the easiest install, strictly because the one flaw with this, it does not actually bolt to the factory location. So with these cars from factory, the spoiler has bolts that go here and here on the other side. This one's strictly going to be 3M tape, which isn't the biggest deal. I've 3M tons of stuff. A lot of you have probably done it too. So first steps first, we got to get this ugly factory spoiler off, which is always fun. You'll need a blow dryer or a heat gun if you have one, and probably some fishing string. That's the easiest method I've found that works. In a future video, we do have a Z01 add-ons Wicker bill that we are going to add to this spoiler. But for today, we're just going to focus on getting this spoiler installed, seeing how the fit is. The finish, as you guys can tell, is really nice. For 300 bucks, I mean, you're getting a pretty quality spoiler. So shout out to Bill from CJPonyParts for helping me get set up with this. I'm sure all you guys are familiar with Bill. If you own a Mustang and have bought anything from CJPonyParts, he's the guy from the video. So we'll work on getting this installed, and I'll take you guys along the way step by step. All right, guys, like I said, so first thing you're going to want to do is take these rubber washers out. Then you'll come up here there's going to be 2 screw stops that go right here. They're bump stops for your trunk when they close. Remove both of those. Then you'll have Christmas trees that go in all of these little holes. You can remove all of them if you want to. I really don't see the point, so I just removed enough to where I can get it around the trunk lock right here. And now you have access to these 2 10 millimeter bolts. You'll have 2 there and 1 on each side. So remove these. Be very careful when you remove these not to drop them into your trunk, because if you do that, they're gone. So what I found the best method, just lean the trunk a little bit to where once you get it loose, you can just pull them right out. So I'll get those removed, and then I'll get back with you guys and we'll work on getting the spoiler taken off. All right guys, so in my case, I went ahead and took the 4 bolts out. I went ahead and replaced this just so I don't have to worry about it later. I put everything back in, got all the fittings back where they're supposed to go. After that, this might not be your case. This was mine. All I had to do was give steady pressure on the corners and get it started and just work my way, steady pulling towards the middle. Once I got here, the screws do try to hang up on you just a tad. Just give it steady pressure, work your way to the middle, and then pull from the back, and the whole thing should just come off. If it doesn't, use you a heat gun or a hair dryer, try to heat this adhesive up, and then work your way from outside in. So now that we've got it off and it's halfway ready to go, we need to get all of this adhesive off. So what we're gonna do, take some adhesive remover, Goo Gone, whatever you have, and first I'm gonna clean it very well with just some quick detailer and some isopropyl alcohol. Then I'm gonna take the Goo Gone to it and try to work as much of this stuff off as you possibly can and get this surface as clean as you can for when you put the new spoiler on the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this cleaned up, and I'll pick the camera back up once we're getting ready to install the new spoiler. Well, this has proven to be a lot more difficult than I originally anticipated. Ford decided to use the most inhumane, ungodly strong tape that has ever been put on the market. I sprayed Goo Gone on it, let it sit for about 5 minutes, wiped off everything I could. Then I had to come back with a razor blade and just cut some of this foam tape out because it's just so strong. Now that I've got as much off as I can with the Goo Gone and the tape, I'm gonna try to get the rest of it off with just another spray of Goo Gone, but if that doesn't work, I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow, get an eraser wheel, get the rest of this off, and then we'll be good to go. So just a little tidbit, this stuff is ridiculously sticky. All right guys, well, after scrubbing for 6.5 months, I finally managed with just my bare hands to get all of this crap off of it. Now the next step, like I said, take you some quick detailer, some isopropyl alcohol, wipe the surface down as best as you can, you know, make sure it's dry, there's no Goo Gone or residue left. And once you get to that point, then you can start to add the tape to the new spoiler, and we'll go ahead and line it up and get it ready to go on. So I'll show you guys the best way to install that. Just make sure that this surface is as clean as you can possibly get it. Next step, once you get everything cleaned off of the rear deck lid, what you're going to want to do is tape the back of this spoiler. In my case, I bought 3M tape, but shortly ran out. They don't give you much of a roll. This tape is what comes with it. I was told to use nothing but 3M. I'm gonna give it a shot and just see if this will work. What you need to do once you tape it down, give yourself tabs everywhere so that once you align it on the back of the car, it's not just stuck in place. You can adjust it, and then once you get it exactly where you need it, you'll come back and pull these tabs. So she's gonna help me. Once we get it put on the car, I'll pick up the camera again and show you guys exactly how we did it. So once you make it to this point, your spoiler should be fully installed. This thing's going nowhere, even with just half 3M tape and half factory garbage tape, whatever it is. It literally lifts the trunk when you pull on it hard, so I wouldn't worry too much about it going anywhere. In my case, I have a Wicker bill to put on it. If you also have a Wicker bill, you can stick around and see how we're gonna go ahead and install it. First step, the best method I've found that works is use blue painter's tape or painter's tape, whatever tape you have, it's fine. Tape roughly where the wicker is gonna go. Then what you'll do, you'll mount the first hole, you'll line it up and mark a hole. Go ahead and drill that hole out, put a rivet in it. That way you can take the wicker bill and just roughly loosely put it in there and go and mark all your other holes on the tape and then drill it out. So I'm going to show you guys what I mean by marking this first hole and getting it put together. So once I get this first riv nut drilled out and installed, I'll pick the camera back up. Wait for it. See, that's why you wait. That's why you wait. All right, mat it.
Oh. Okay. I got nervous.
She slams the mat it and she slams the brake.
I got nervous.
Rookie. What a rookie. All right, guys, didn't get to show you too much with the wicker bill. It ended up being a complete pain in the butt. Nothing against ZL1 add-ons. It has nothing to do with them. It was 100% my fault. I didn't get the rivet gun from them, which comes with a kit. I highly suggest you do that if you want to do the same thing to your Mustang. Overall, it did end up looking excellent, minus me having to get silver hardware in some spots, which, you know, it isn't a huge deal. This thing looks sweet. It totally changes the rear end of these S550s. I did make an oopsie. I wasn't gonna show it, but you know what, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Yeah, drilled clean through it. So leave a comment and tell me what I should do with that. I was thinking like a skull and crossbones band-aid or something funny, just to keep it lighthearted. That's kind of my whole goal with this car. It's, you know, it's a car. It's not a house or something just insane that if the slightest thing goes wrong with it, it's not the end of the world. It's just a car. A lot of people forget that sometimes. Although there are babies and, you know, we do everything with these cars, they're just vehicles at the end of the day. So overall, super happy with how this wicker bill turned out on this car. I am starting to really love the rear end of this thing. I guess really what's next for this car, I haven't, you know, told you guys much about it. In the next episode, we'll probably maybe get the Corsas installed. They are in the garage. I already have them. It's going to have a Corsa Extreme setup with Texas speed headers. So that's really the next goal for this car. It's also got Eibach lowering springs coming to it, and hopefully before Mustang Week, maybe a GT500 front end. So that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching as always, and stay tuned for the next one. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.